Welcome to Tea Time with Karen. Today I'm going to talk about genetically modified foods, also known as GMO. It has been in the paper a lot, and California had tried to get labeling, and actually under Obama there was supposed to be labeling. I don't know if it will get labeled now, but there are some issues inherent with the labeling. And one of the things, genetically modified food has been around for a long time. I mean, see, the grapes are an example. It's not natural for grapes to not have seeds, so they're using a different technique to grow those type of grapes. So even making new fruits, putting fruits together, like I think a Tangelo is one that's created from another fruit, but of the same species. The issue for me really with genetically modified food is that they're putting a pesticide inside the seed, and that pesticide fights, in one instance it's Roundup Ready, so the pesticide in the seed is resistant to the Roundup Ready, and when Roundup Ready is put on the ground, the only thing that gets destroyed is the weeds and not the seed, the plant itself. But what happens to us if we eat that plant that now has this chemical pesticide inside the plant that is Roundup Ready? There's really been no research on what happens to humans. There is a movie, Seeds of Deception, that will explain some of this. And so far, from what I've seen, it does have negative consequences. The other thing they do is the Bt toxins with the seeds, also to fight off predators. So both these methods, I feel, are harmful to people, and I think the labeling should, if we're going to say GMO, there's so many things that are good that could be GMO, but the bad, and there's no way to know whether it was a good or a bad thing unless you know the process used. So in terms of labeling, it would really need to be specific as to what the technique is used to create the genetically modified food. And I think any food that has a pesticide added into it, I don't think is a good thing for human consumption. We don't know what it's going to do to the gut flora and how it will affect us going forward. So I just don't think it's a good idea, but that means that the labeling becomes complicated because you really need to know what method was used. Or we should create a new word to call it pesticide food or something like that. I mean, I know we have organic, but this is even different than organic because we're actually altering the food, the seed, with the pesticide. The other thing with these new seeds is the fact that they do not reproduce. So if this becomes a major crop, and corn, soy, I think canola are all using a lot of the genetically modified seeds. So if this becomes major, and eventually we will run out of seeds because these seeds don't reproduce. So that is a big issue if we're talking about food and sustainability. The method has created a non-sustainable food because it doesn't create seeds that you can plant and grow. Anyway, that is my information on genetically modified foods. You should go watch the movie Seeds of Deception. It's really good and gives more information. And I will see you tomorrow on Tea Time with Karen.